Going live.
The cops had a radar gun in it.
The cops had a radar gun in what?
At the hill climb, and there was a couple of cars.
Oh, the hill climb. We're going to a hill climb. Welcome to the Happy Oyster Show. We're just talking. We got Freddie the Angry Captain Freddie the Angry Bayman in the house in a second. I'll just give you. We got a great show today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're brand new to us, we are the Happy Oyster Show. We are career changing at 53 years old because we want to. That's about that. And well, not really, but whatever. That's a whole nother show. It's a whole nother ball game. We're feeling good. We're loving life. We're alive. We were rescued from the bay by ourselves. Except Tony Joe came and picked us up in the car. Skipper T's not in the house at the present moment. Skipper T was busy working. She was out there doing her thing, expediting food at a local seafood restaurant. She got home a little bit late. She might be showing through the coastal evacuation door any moment. What do I got for you today? I got to come over here in my notes. She did come down and help me out with the typing thing. We've been doing the typing thing and whatnot. Netminder Aquaculture Coatings really works. Our sponsor, let me give you a little quickie on that, what's going on with that update. Last time when we had talked last week, I was opening up that 5-gallon jug and I was showing you the consistency of the product. And I continued to spread all of that 5-gallon bucket. Let me tell you what. I sprayed it. Actually, I saved back a gallon because I always have projects that I'm going to need the aquaculture going. I sprayed out 50 setups. There they are. I'm trying to do this so that I don't lose internet connection, I hope. If I do, stay with me. You know what I mean? We're here. We're doing it. So I've sprayed out our system. Our system is a 2-tiered system. We are ready to rock and roll. This stuff really works. I happen to put it on a couple of barrels. There's not that many barrels here because that was a whole nother ball game about this week as well. We got rid of a bunch of barrels with a bunch of product going on. We got Freddie the Angry Bayman in the house, sitting back, taking it easy. If you haven't remembered, please give us a thumbs up. It's a real pain in the ass doing this with the laptop, guys. It's so much easier with the cell phone. If you could please subscribe. We're getting closer and closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Then we're able to use our phone, which makes things a whole lot easier. Let me place this down here for a half a second. Again, I don't have Skipper T in the house.
We want that camera. My friend Ted came with a camera.
That's right. Your buddy Ted came with a camera.
That
thing was nice.
Oh man, that was the best.
He had a small little camera that was the size of a one of them Juul cigarette things that all the kids are kicking around with, and it was on a gimbal, so it like held itself in focus and in no shakiness. It was really nice. And then obviously you would take that SD card out and you would plug it into something, and then you proceed to edit it. Freddie was doing a thing for his hot rod.
Yeah,
he
did last night I saw an incredible video that he shot.
Is he done with it yet?
Yeah, he's going to give me the thing so we can watch it in the computer.
Oh, cool.
But it's absolutely incredible. The guy is a super professional.
Yeah, he's really taking it upon himself. I met him. He stopped by. Oh, we also have Winchesters in that. Winnie, hey, come here, you. Look up here.
Over there.
Look, right here, buddy. Right here. Look. Oh, hey. Yeah, we got Winchester in the house. So we're having a ball. So it was quite an adventurous week we had.
Go lay down.
When I left you last, let's see if this will work here. That's not doing too bad. I coated up the stuff. We had talked about that the boat was not running.
We got to give that yellow paint a plug too. That stuff's pretty good.
It takes a little bit. Don't put it next to each other because it sticks to itself.
Right.
I already found that out.
Right.
That yellow paint does work. I had that as my boot. That was my thing.
Go ahead. Get over there. Go on. There we go. Look at that.
Where's the coating? Where's the cover? Oh, I got to go over there. I got to go get it. Get out the play. We'll come back to that because the computer's set up. Sorry, guys, we're not set up for you on this. This shit works. Baby. This shit works. Yellow coating, we got to be compliant, boys and girls, okay? Being an oyster farmer, we all have to be compliant, and it's very important to follow the rules. The rules are that all of your cages and your buoys and whatnot must have yellow in appearance, and then a number on the outside, your specific number, an OBC number, an off-bottom culture permit number. Ours happens to be P192. So I'm going to put P192 on this, and that's to that. And we are going to be compliant with all of our cages and our buoys. Our cages must have that number on it as well. I would recommend maybe a phone number on there as well. You like the smell of that, don't you, Fred? You enjoy that. So anyway, we coated it with this buoy coating for PVC, inflatable, and vinyl buoys. Okay, bada boom. We'll let you know how it works out. It seems to be pretty bulletproof and tough. That's where we're at. Another proud sponsor. Well, not quite yet. Where was I?
All right, give us more.
What's that?
Give us more.
Give us more what?
Get a sponsor going and give us more of that paint.
Yeah. I hear that. We are learning. Oh, so we had a great seminar this week. So the boat. Let's get right up to date with the boat. We don't have a lot to tell. We don't have a lot to show about the boat. We can't be on the boat, but I do have a little video that maybe I can hold my phone up and show you the boat as it was running out of the marina. Let me see if I can pull that up for
Under
you.
its own power.
Let me see if I can pull that up for you, because it's kind of like this is appropriate to where this is going to be going. The boat is still not running. If you've been following our Instagram, you saw Freddie's really, I'll give you a quickie of that. Really nice. Okay, get over there and check out our Instagram post and put a like on that and follow us on that as well. That was Freddie's. Give me a little story on that while I pull up this video. Your truck. It's a 1960.
My 1964 Chevy long bed pickup truck, and
it's a custom, by the way. Custom. You want to know what made it a custom?
Yeah, custom. The reason it's a custom is because it has the chrome on the side of the cab, and it has the big back window. In 1964, it was no frills truck, basically. It's got a metal dash. If you hit the dash, you're going to know you hit the dash.
Well, it's all solid metal on the front of the thing. But it's got a bigger window in the back that made it. It was just like two little things that were not that big of a deal that made it a custom. That's all. Actually, but it's kind of rare because not a lot of them are still around.
Actually, it's a really nice truck because it's basically a Chevy Impala chassis. It has coil springs on all four wheels, and it rides like a Cadillac.
Now, the body itself and the chassis is all original, but the motor underneath is not, and he put in a different motor, and it's actually been very serviceable for him. He's driven it for quite a while, but the original seats are in it and all of that kind of stuff. So it's pretty much on the outs. It looks pretty much original. It's cool, man. It definitely draws a little attention. The guys at the boatyard thought it was really cool. So you know what? You strike up a conversation. They remember you. You remember them, and it all works and comes around, okay? Which special shout out to Albertsons Marine in Southold, which is where we purchased a new motor because the motor shit the bed and left us stranded out in the middle of the Mauritius Bay.
Death rattle. It has the death rattle.
When I heard him say that it had the death, well, let me give you a little bit of a preview here. Let's roll the video, okay? Here we go.
Death rattle.
What do you think, Captain?
I'll tell you in a minute. You can hear the death rattle.
All right, so here we are going out the marina. It's powering under its own power. Doesn't sound too bad. The video kind of sucks. Now, if we had 1,000 subscribers, this would have been live. I guarantee you. Look out for my thumb. I'm sorry. But there she is. There's our boat going out the marina. Looking pretty good, right? Looking nice. Don't you agree? Oh, yeah. Well, now that's where it stopped, okay? I stopped it there because we were doing something or whatever. And I was figuring I was going to bunch of videos together, and I was going to piece them together, and I was going to make a really nice video, and we're all going to be, like, happy. It's going to be a new channel video, and it's going to be, like, great, right?
Captain Roy fixed it, motor.
Yeah, he made it run. He made it run. Cost us a couple of bucks. It was worth the money. Again, Captain Roy over at Remsenburg Marina is one who... Okay, so now, here we go. I'm going to play the next video for you. That is the video of the boat trying to get up and onto a plane. So once it gets up onto the plane, then you can back off a little bit on the throttle, and she'll just kind of like maintain on the top of the thing and kind of go along the top of the water, okay? Getting up on a plane, that's what it's called. I'm learning all about this shit, so bear with me. If you already know about it and I'm insulting your intelligence, I'm sorry, man. This whole thing is brand new to me, and I'm going to share it with you, okay? So,
and keep in mind that it's a 250 horsepower outboard motor, and it has plenty of balls. But in this video, you're going to see what's going on.
Okay,
It's
so
weak.
here we go. All right, so let me. Oh shit, my phone. Oh god, it was a blast this week, man. It was a good time. Captain Fred and I, we never lost our cool though, did we, Captain?
Well, not my first rodeo.
Freddie's been there before, and I was just laughing and just having a good old time. All right, here we go. Here it is. Listen to it. She's trying to get up on the plane. She's really trying hard right now.
It's like about a third of the power.
But the thing is floored. That's all I'm going to show you guys. That's all I did. At that moment, we heard it. We were like, it can't quite get up on the plane.
Death rattle.
It's time to stop playing because there's something going wrong here, and we need to stop with the phone and have to have all hands on deck in case of an emergency, if you know what I'm trying to say, okay?
Yeah, really. Where's the fire extinguisher?
Exactly. You know, I'm ready to abandon ship. I'm thinking get a little closer to shore. This thing really doesn't sound good. At that moment, we decided to back it off and started to lower throttle, lower the throttle down and just kind of idle her on back, or at least let's see what happens, okay? It did not sound good. It never really quite got up onto a plane. It was
Weak.
very,
Best.
and we're like, this is not going to work. So at this moment, we're kind of out in the middle of the bay, and do we turn around? Do we keep on going? But we continued to keep on going. So as we're talking about it, and we're not, and we're enjoying the ride, and we're like, holy shit, we got a problem on our hands. Our problem is not solved, but yet we found out that this motor is really not going to work. So we're going to maybe get it back to Freddie's dock, which is not that far away. So we're on our way to Freddie's dock, and I'm like thinking, and I'm like, I was back there with Freddie. We're examining the motor and whatnot. Maybe if my 250-pound self gets up on the bow a little bit to get that thing, so maybe she would, you know what I mean? Like get up a little bit, just give it a little jack. I says, what do you think, Freddie? He said, yeah, what the hell? Let's try it. Okay, great. Let's go. So I got up there in the bow and I said, go ahead, Freddie. Freddie powers it and she's chugging. She's just about there. She kind of got there, actually, for about 10 seconds. Yeah. And it sounded horrendous, man. It sounded like something was going to explode. And I said, turn it down, Fred, turn it down. He turns it down, and at that moment,
shuts off.
Blah, blah.
Death.
Now it is stone cold quiet. All you hear is the wind whistling through angry Freddie. Captain Freddie, the angry Bayman's beard, is blowing in the wind. Thank God the wind was blowing from the correct direction, and it was blowing us in the direction that we needed to go.
And we knew. I knew we were at the end of Tuttle Avenue.
And yeah, we knew where we were. It's not like it's not if you grew up around here, you knew. You're somewhere. There's the yacht squadron over there. There's that point. Blah blah blah. He made a living out there, so it's like I'm not. He brought a piece of equipment which we should have brought with us, but we left it on the boat. Is basically a grappling hook with a little piece of a small 3/8 rope, a line on it,
and stay on the boat.
And it is now my new hero. It's called a rescue anchor, heaving anchor. Well, I'm calling it the rescue anchor because it rescued our ass, is what it did. Freddie got up on the bow and starts throwing this thing out, and it goes into the drink, and then you pull it back in, you inch yourself ahead 15 feet, and then you throw it out again, and then you inch yourself. We saw where the shore was. He also had an oar on board, so we're fucking oaring, we're throwing, and we're like, oh.
Skull in the back. I was pushing it, and you were pulling it.
So this worked great.
Right. So we went right in the canal.
Right in somebody's canal.
We walked up on their lawn.
Yep, it was an abandoned house, actually. It looked like it was for sale, actually. It was hurting. The house was hurting. But it had a nice dock out there and whatnot, so we tied the boat up there and went and got...
Which, by the way...
Hey, Tony, Skipper T, we're at the end of Tuttle Avenue. Can you come and pick us up, please?
And by the way, you're basically within your right if you break down to access. If you break down... You can tie your boat up anywhere that you break down. At a town dock, at a public dock,
at a private dock.
Yeah, that's in Southampton town. You're allowed to access, And I think you're allowed to stay there for 24 hours, broken down, if you're legitimately broken down. So we were legitimately broken down, and
oh yeah,
and we were actually only there for less than an hour.
Oh yeah, because Tony Joe, thank goodness she was off and she answered her cell phone. Skipper T, boom, on the phone, jumping in the car. Where are we going? To Freddie's house to go get the little boat. And then we did that whole process again that we talked about last week. If you want to tune into last week, we talked about towing versus pushing. Well, here comes the tow process. I knew how to do it.
That's right.
I knew what we were doing.
Exactly.
I didn't have to ask any questions. Again, I do not know everything, but I'm a pretty smart guy. And being smart does not necessarily that you know everything. Being smart means that you learn fast. Okay,
right.
Period. He showed it to me once. Okay, we need this, and off we went.
He could have done it himself.
Captain Freddie, the angry Bayman, taught me a lot. Again, great seminar this week, boys and girls. And again, we kept our attitudes good. But again, we're getting a little dejected about that. So now here we come. Now we go, and here comes us back to see Roy Bartel. Now you can imagine Roy Bartel right now. This is the head of the marina in Rensenburg Marina.
Oh my God! Here it comes again.
Oh,
it's coming back.
Bohica. If you've been in the Navy, you know the term Bohica. Bend over. Here it comes again. And hey, Roy, thanks for clicking it. You did great. The thing's got the death rattle, blah, blah, blah. What's the next step?
Right. Roy, pull it out of the water and put it up in the backyard. What do you think? Yup. Shook his hand. We're done. I told Bart, I said, we're done. It's over. New motor.
So off we go for research on a new motor.
We're done.
To the computer we go. Well, now 2 strokes, 4 strokes, 8 strokes, $1. Okay. We need a motor. Okay. We need motor, and it's going to be some bucks. And we've been doing a little research because we kind of been sniffing, thinking this out. Like, it's not total sticker shock. So you know what's a good amount of money to pay for a motor or not a motor, and what's going to power it and what we got. Again, now we're coming down to teams. We got Roy Bartel on our team, who's a 30-plus year marine mechanic.
Absolutely one of the best. Nobody better. Used to build ocean racing boats.
The guy is on the top of the game, understands the latest. He told us, stay away from this type of motor. I'm not gonna degrade any motors. He told us different motors because it's not like cars where there are different years and whatnot. Again, I learned all about this.
He gave us the bottom line.
Stay away from this.
Don't buy this. Don't buy that.
Yeah, stay away from this tech, that tech, oil, water cooled computers, and my God!
Right.
Can you believe that there's a boat motor out there with a water cooled computer
that has salt water running through it?
Can you believe that? Is that like engineering at its absolute worst?
You think?
Is that like some gook with a kooky, crazy guy with a pocket protector and 35 pencils and pens and calculators and slide rules and all of this comes up with that?
Oh, I'll run salt water through the computer.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I learned that this past week. Yep. Okay, that's crazy. All right, that's nuts. So whatever. We're coming to the conclusion that maybe we need a diesel-operated inboard motor that's going to be, But again, let's crawl first before we start really going.
The problem is we can buy a diesel boat for what an outboard motor costs.
That's well, maybe a brand. Oh no. A brand. Do you know what a brand new 250
bottom line
horsepower Mercury engine, brand new 4-stroke? Does anybody have any idea what a new one costs?
Over 18,000. If you can get them.
They're a little bit short in supply. Blah blah. Oh my goodness. They can't make enough of these things.
Each dealer was only allotted 2 motors this year.
That's what we learned this week as well.
Yeah.
So again, you talk to people and you shut up and you listen and you learn a lot. So hats off. We got ourselves a new motor. It's got a little bit of a mile. It's got some high hours on it, but that's not bad because it means it was used.
It's a 4-stroke.
And being used is a big one. Yeah. And it's 4-stroke, which is also another big one.
Plus.
We don't have to mix oil. Right. And maybe that's what killed the other one. The oil thing was all taken off of it, and we had to pre-mix. And it was just, you know what? It was 20 years old. It's no wonder. We were kind of hoping to get a year out of it. We did not expect this. Again, we're farming, boys and girls. We do not know it all, and I definitely don't know it all. And we had a little dose of humble pie this past couple of weeks.
We want reliability.
We're going to play this game, and we're playing it seriously, and we need a reliable piece of equipment. And the motor is, as Freddie and I discussed, it's pretty important that things run and go. And if we can fix it ourselves, that's another double plus.
Right.
So that's where we're at with the boat motor, guys.
It's
we're
going
still
on
not
tomorrow. Hopefully maybe.
Tomorrow, is that the game plan?
Maybe it's going on.
I don't even know. He came in kind of late here, so we haven't even had a morning meeting yet. We're already at 20 minutes already. Can you believe that?
No.
I can't believe that whole story and everything was 20 minutes. Any questions?
I don't know.
New motor, Bart, does not mean used. No, this motor's okay because of all of the team members that we got. Before we purchased Plunk the Money Down, we talked to all of our team members, and and the motor where it came out of Albertson's Marina. Again, go over to their website, check them out.
Top quality
guys. And again, they're no bone. Hey, they're in business to make money. I'm not there to chisel them and beat them up. So I want a fair price for a fair product, and they were that 100%. They had the whole history on the motor. You want me to tell you about our motor? I'll tell you all about our motor because I already know all about it because we asked a bunch of questions. It came off of a commercial guy that used it pretty regularly. A lot of commercial guys, when you're established and you're ready to go, you know that you need that motor and you need it a reliable, blah, blah, just like us. He's an older guy. He wants to deal with reliability. It was out of warranty now. At 5 years, he's out of warranty. It's time for a new motor for him, regardless of the amount of hours.
No matter what.
It's just that's the way this Bayman operated. A top-class, world-class Bayman. He knew he's been doing this for a couple of years. He's played the game. He knows he had a small problem with the boat. Something about a idler or pulley or something to that. Something broke on it. And
knew the whole history.
The kid that worked there knew the whole history, and he could punch it up on the computer and say, yeah, he did this every single year. He knows the whole history of the boat motor. The boat motor but again, the thing that was scary is the amount of hours that were on it.
But it's not because it's a four-stroke.
Exactly. So we went to the next step and looked it up, and the thing can last 9,000 hours, and it's only got 3,000 hours on it. Now, here we go. A boat motor, and we talked about this, and we discussed it, and we talked about it with Roy Bartel. We talked about it with Albertsons. A boat motor that's being used regularly is way better than a boat motor that's used once a weekend, and maybe we skip a couple of weekends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then all of a sudden I put it away for 6 months. So it's terrible for anything. And I said this at the bike shop. The worst thing for a bike is for it to sit in the garage.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. So
we're confident that it's going to get us out there.
Yeah, we feel pretty good about this because again, it's like 5 years. It's only 5 years old. It's not 20.
2014.
It's not 20.
Yeah, not 20 years old. Guy took care of it.
So here we go with that one. Now, the next thing we're thinking about, what do we do about rescue now? Now we're out in the Peconic. It's a little deeper, and throwing out a rescue anchor in hip-deep water is one thing, but you ain't going to throw out a rescue anchor in double overhead water.
No. In
Moriches Bay, it's a different program.
In Moriches Bay, you can get to the shore anywhere in Moriches Bay. In Peconic Bay, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
Right.
So now we would be floating adrift and probably putting out an anchor and having to call help of some sort if that situation happened to us.
Right.
Agree with that?
Totally. So we're going to put a little outboard on there, kicker.
So yeah, that's our next idea is that we build something to be able to put just a small little. How many horse?
6 horse doesn't matter. Any kind of power will get us in. The oar would have got us in.
Yeah, but that would take forever.
Yeah.
We'd need another one for each guy, I think.
Whatever. We're gonna put a little motor on it, stick it up under the bow.
Oh, so that was our week. What else you got? You got anything else, Fred? Where am I at? I'm at 24 minutes. Perfect. What a good deal. Oh, does anybody have one of these? This was on my thing. I was going to share this with you guys. This is a refrigerator cartridge that goes into the refrigerator for water dispensing. Again, clean water, very important. That's one of the 3 liquids I put in my body: water, coffee, and beer. And but I drink a lot of water, and this is one of them things that goes in there, and you never replace it often enough. And when it starts to get really weak, it's time to replace it. Well, what the hell's inside of one of these things? I asked myself, and would you like to know? Okay, so I gave it a little saw right down the side here. Boom, this comes off. Boom, boom, boom. It's basically a piece of charcoal. The water goes in through the side, and then it comes out through it. It goes in through the edges, and let me put this here. Goes in through the outside holes, and then it comes out through the center hole, which is forced. It's basically the water pressure is forced through this carbon thing. It's got some slime on the outside, but nothing. No, I don't know. I wonder if you. Well, no, I can't put it back together because it's under pressure. So there it is. It doesn't look like that. There's what there. When I undo my fingers, that's what it looks like. Refrigerator, water filter.
And I'm happy to say. Can you see that? No. I'm happy to say I have found my gear wrench socket set after being missing in my garage for a year. Today is a good day. I thought it was gone forever.
Where did one find it?
It was on top of the Rajo Motor Model T, and it was covered by a blanket so that the dust wouldn't get in the motor. And I put it on the head and then covered it up, and I just, it's metric and it's a really nice socket.
It is a deep socket for metric and American. It's got 6 point both ways. Yeah, 6 point both ways. That means those little things there are 6 point,
right?
Or 8 point, whatever the hell it is. I don't know.
6 points.
And then it's kind of nice. It's got a little knurled edge on there so that that's kind of nice. Gear wrench. I've never really used them. I've seen some Snap-ons, but this is in that same quality.
It's a copy of Snap-on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the same quality. Nice little lever on it. Nice chrome plate. How old is this set, Fred?
I don't think it's particularly old. I bought it from one of those guys that comes around and sells questionable stuff. He's
got a small little stubby ratchet too as well.
Yeah. So that's nice, and it's good that I found it.
Because now that he found it, he can lose it again, so go right onto the boat, I think. That would make a nice home.
No, it's not going on the boat.
No?
No. Not going on the boat.
All right. Well, I thought I'd try.
So anyway, that's a plus.
That's that. So there you have it, boys and girls. Our show would not be half as much fun if it wasn't for you guys tuning in each and every week. We really, really, really do appreciate each and every time, each and every week, and sharing all of our stories with you guys. It's all about having fun and doing what you like, and if you can afford to do it, because life's too short. And it goes by quick, and it's all about attitude, and you got to have fun, and that's number one.
We have fun.
We do have fun. A lot of people would have been freaked out of this. Hey, don't get me wrong. I was a little dejected, and that's when the two of us together, Captain Freddie the Angry Bayman, picked up. He says, "Oh no, this ain't. No." He got angry. And we went and we fixed the situation. So hats off to you, Fred.
Yeah, I was yelling at people yesterday.
Yeah, that was funny. We should have had GoPros in the thing. We should, if we had just a media guy, a producer or somebody that would just follow us around, and we could set up some cameras, and then I need an editor is what we need. I think I could handle the equipment side, but we need like an editor. Like, here's a bunch of footage. I just let it roll. We need to get this happening for our show. We need to hit 1,000 subscribers.
If we make any money, we'll hire Ted.
Yeah. I think we got something here. I think we got a definite TV show. You think last time we had a TV show? I think this time it's way better, man. There's a lot of players out here, okay? There's a lot of people that we haven't even introduced you guys to and seen. So, I'm shooting on that side. Fred's got the motor under control. He's got the boat under control. We're going to have this Oyster thing under control. There's always going to be problems there. I guarantee you. Good footage to be had.
Absolutely.
Always.
Every day is going to be an adventure.
Always there's going to be something going wrong, man. We're prepared for it. We're excited. I kid you not. So please, guys, I need subscribers. I need to get to 1,000. In order to do 1,000, then we can stream live. Again, you guys would have had a special live episode of the whole shooting match if I had 1,000 subscribers. So instead of necessarily hear it, and I'm a pretty good storyteller. It was a good storyteller. Wouldn't you like to live it? It was funny as hell, man. We had a great time. So please share us and subscribe, please. I love you guys. Thanks again to our subscriber, Netminder, the big. I looked at a 5-gallon. It's like I'm looking for the prop guy. Throw me the bucket. Here it is. Netminder. Good stuff, man. It really works. We're going to dose up our crab pot. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the crab pot. Maybe next week. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I love you guys. I want everybody to be cool. I want everybody to be kind. I want everybody to be happy. And, of course, thumbs up and eat me. See you next week, guys. Boom. And...